Hello guys, welcome back to Mathematics Made Easy. Today we'll be considering the topic polynomials. What are polynomials? Polynomials are expressions with ascending or descending powers of variables which do not include negative power. Therefore, a polynomial is an expression of the form a subscript n s is power n plus a subscript n minus 1 s is power n minus 1 plus a subscript n minus 2 s is power n minus 2 plus descending up to, let's say, a subscript 2 s is power 2 plus a subscript 1 s is power 1 and plus a naught. This a naught s is power 0 and n is power 0 is 1, where s is a variable. So s is the variable considered in this expression. N, which is the highest power of the variable in the expression, is a non-negative integer. If you don't know what integers are, you can check my previous videos. And this variable has coefficients. So for each powers of the variables, there are some coefficients involved, and these coefficients are constant. So the coefficients a subscript n, a subscript n minus 1, a subscript n minus 2, up to a subscript 2, a subscript 1, and a naught are constant. And the coefficient of the highest power of the variable is called the leading coefficient. A subscript n is called the leading coefficient. And a naught in the expression is the constant term. So a naught is the constant term. The highest power of s in the polynomial is called the degree of the polynomial. So from this expression, we observe that n here will be the degree of the polynomial. So let's consider some polynomials. Some polynomials. So the degree of this polynomial determine the names given to the polynomial. So let's start from this polynomial is naught. So a naught, let's consider as plus b, where the leading coefficient is not 0. So let's consider as squared plus bs plus c. Similarly, the leading coefficient is not 0. Let's consider the cube as cube bs squared plus cs plus d with a not equals to 0. As is power 4 plus bs is power 3 plus cs is power 2 plus ds plus e with a not equals to 0. As is power 5 plus bs is power 5 is power 4 plus cs is power 3 plus ds is power 2 plus es plus f not equals with a not equals to 0, the leading coefficients. So let's determine the degree, and the degree will determine the name given to the polynomial. So considering this now, we observe that this is the constant term of the polynomial, and when I was expressing the polynomial, I explained that this particular term is a naught s is power 0, because s is power 0 is 1. That's the only having naught. So we observe that the power of the variable here is 0. So this particular polynomial is of degree 0 and is called constant. So for this second one, this is as plus b. So we can see that this is as plus b. So we can see that this is the term with the highest power of the variable, which is 1. So we can see that the highest power of Sn now is 1. So this is of degree 1 and is commonly called the linear expression. So the polynomial expression with degree 1 is called linear expression. So this one, the third one, the highest power of SA is 2. So typically the degree is simply 2. And this is called the quadratic expression. So the next one is having degree 3 and is generally called the cubic expression. The next one is having 4, commonly called the quartic expression, or some people call it by quadratic expression. Some call it by quadratic. And the next one is of degree 5 and is commonly called the quintic expression. So for example, 5s cubed plus 4s squared plus 6x plus 5 is a polynomial of degree what? Of degree 3. Simple as that, because the highest power of the variable there is 3. Now let's consider examples of expressions that are not polynomials. Expressions that are not polynomials. Number one example, let's say 2s plus 5 plus 3 over x. This can be expressed as 2s plus 5 plus 3s is power minus 1. Because of the negative power of s, is not a polynomial. So another example is, let's say log 3s minus 7 is not a polynomial because of the log. So another example is neither root, let's say square root of s squared plus 3s plus 6, nor power, let's say we have 2s power s squared plus 3s are polynomials. So these are examples of expressions that are not polynomials. Polynomials are also given special names based on their number of terms. Are also called some specific names based on their number of terms, and these special names include: 1. Monomials. Polynomials. These are polynomials with only one term, e.g. just have, let's say, 3x squared, just have y, just have s, etc. Another one is binomial. So binomials are polynomials with only two terms. So e.g. just have, let's say, 2x plus 5, 3x squared plus 6x, and so on. So another one is binomials, polynomials with only three terms. Example, you have x squared plus 2x plus 6, 3x squared plus 7x minus 6, etc. So these are trinomials. And polynomials with 4 or more terms are simply called polynomials, or sometimes they are called multinomials. So this comes to the end of this tutorial. In our next tutorial, we'll be considering the polynomial arithmetics, so which include the addition and subtraction, multiplication and division, remainder and factor theorem, roots of polynomials, factorization, and some other arithmetics associated with polynomials.